You are now tuned in to The Money Zone with your host, Folasade, the accountant for entrepreneurs. The time is now, your future waits, your money matters, make no mistake, it's not too late to dominate, so don't delay, get your money straight. The money zone, together we'll achieve your goals, we're building wealth, you're not alone, so don't delay, get your money straight.
Hey guys, welcome. It's your girl Folasade, the accountability accountant, guys. I am so excited to be here with you guys on this beautiful, amazing Tuesday right before Thanksgiving, guys. And regardless of COVID, regardless of what we all going through, we do have some stuff to actually be very grateful for, to celebrate and be gracious for this Thanksgiving that's coming up on Thursday, guys. So tonight we have in accounting's term, an action-packed financial night tonight. So we're going to be talking about MLMs, how to save for 2020. We're going to talk about quite a bit because we have 2 or 3 more shows before the new year. So my goal is to get you guys prepared in between when we have some guests on the show to get you guys prepared for 2021. And honestly, guys, there is a shutdown that is looming right now. So I also want to discuss that if we have enough time on tonight's show. So if you are part of an MLM, if you've ever been part of an MLM, you need to join into this conversation, okay? So share the feed, like the video, and if you see it's on Periscope, Facebook, or YouTube, anywhere, invite some of your friends and say, Folasade talking about that thing that you guys are in to get some advice. So join in, and guys, as usual, you want to grab your pen and your paper so you can take some notes. And so just to give you guys a heads up, if you're unable to catch the full show, you can go to ripradionetwork.com. Within 24 hours, the replay will be there. Outside of that, you want to head over to all of the platforms such as Amazon, iTunes, Spreaker, and everywhere else. Our show should be there. So if you missed out on tonight's episode, don't be upset. Just head over to one of those major platforms to check it out. So guys, what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. Hey guys, and we are back. So if you guys don't know who I am, I'm Folasade, the accountability accountant, guys. I help entrepreneurs live their dreams, and I do that by incorporating three things: accounting, accountability, and coaching. So I give you guys the accounting you need to leverage and grow so you can live the life that you dream of. So guys, we're going to talk about them MLMs. So I don't know about all of you, but I know last year, the year before last, and everything else, 2020 been pretty quiet. The only MLMs I've been hearing doing anything or making any type of noise has been TLC, right? They've been making a lot of noise, okay? Like a lot of noise. Some of my clients are in the TLC system and so forth as well. So interestingly, right, I've always said that MLMs are not really considered real businesses. And, you know, I've gotten hit with several incidents like, oh, Folasade, you don't know what you're talking about. MLM are real businesses, this, and that. Okay. So the truth be told is, if the MLMs were really businesses, sorry guys, I'm trying to get set up. If the MLMs are really businesses, then why couldn't all of the individuals that were part of the MLMs able to apply for the PPP loan? So guys, give me 1 second. I am about to share my screen. So first things first, MLMs, you know, most of you, 90% of you do not make money. Like, that's the truth. The truth be told, 90% of MLMers do not make money. So if most of them are operating at a loss, automatically you were ineligible to qualify for the PPP loan. And honestly, between me and you guys, I've seen majority of the individuals that have to repay the PPP loan back, right, were the ones that business was operating at a negative and their numbers didn't make sense. So I am on fghwlaw.com, and this is pertaining to the EIDL loan. And it's basically saying who is eligible to apply. So the EIDL, certain small businesses, generally defined as having fewer than 500 employees and less than 35 million in revenue, private nonprofits, and Native Americans, tribal businesses. Some organizations, including lending, investment concerns, multi-level marketing concerns, casinos, and religious organizations, are not eligible. Okay? So many were like, okay, well, Folasade, I'm making money from my MLM. Well, that's you. That's not the norm. So they put up grounds, and honestly, this is the same thing with the IRS. There are red flags around individuals that have MLMs. Your tax return could easily triggered or be audited simply because you're functioning under that MLM, and they know that the MLMs actually do what? Sell you on the tax benefits. Okay? The MLMs sell you on the tax benefits. So if you have to be sold to join an organization, especially, I'm not talking about TLC, but the majority of the ones that's really, really quiet right now, you guys, look, I don't have to drop no names or anything. You guys know what names I'm talking about that been real, real quiet in 2020, right? Guess what? Everybody's operating a law. So it's more beneficial for you guys to be a part of the MLM, to accumulate those losses and to say that you're doing something and to say that you're trying to build a business. In turn, all you're doing is saving money on your taxes. Red flag, okay? So number one, the MLMs were not eligible for COVID relief funds, okay? Number two, it is very confusing to the general public how MLMs make money and turn a profit, because it seems like even after recruiting, even after selling products, the majority of all of the owners of MLMs aren't profitable. There's a few, maybe like 100 out of 100,000. Okay, that's a very broad number. So there's concerns about how MLMs turn a profit. And then most MLMs, especially the startups, they don't have LLCs. They're not operating as legitimate businesses, don't have DBAs and things like that. So honestly, if you want to be portrayed as operating a legitimate business, shouldn't you have certain protocols and systems in place so you can now be deemed as a legitimate business? And honestly, if you check out the IRS manual, how they kind of, the guide that they use to determine whether or not your business is operating like a real business or legitimately a real business. And it says, do they have proper accounting and proper record keeping? And most MLMs, they don't. Okay. Also, if you're considering joining a MLM, you want to do your research, especially now since we're going into the new year. Many of you have been sitting on the MLM, you've been paying your monthly fees, and you're not getting any benefit from it. So I'm going to be honest. Many of you have been operating the MLM at a loss for more than consecutively 3 to 4 years. So right now, as we're going into this 2021 year, many of you need to consider whether or not you're going to close down that MLM, right? Close down that MLM so you won't get caught up for taxes. So what do I mean by that? So the IRS have this concept of profit motive, meaning any business that says that they're operating to make a profit, there should be some type of profit motive, meaning you have an intention on making money. And based on the intentions of you making money, you take necessary steps to do it. So for many of you that have been benefiting from your MLM losses and getting a higher refund or qualifying for certain tax credits because it reduced your income, you want to pay attention to this. And you guys want to grab your notes and your paper, your pen and your paper right now, because this is what you need to know. If your business has been operating a loss out of the 4 out of 5 consecutive years, you may want to consider closing down. If you know you're really not operating it as a business, and you know you're not really trying to make money, and you know you haven't really been trying. If you know you haven't really been trying, close down the doors. Number 2, with all of this money going out on the federal level, right? Normally, from my experience, when there's a lot of credits, a lot of loans or situations like this, the IRS beef up their auditing procedure. So they end up hiring additional auditors. So they can now in turn recover the losses that they've sustained due to COVID or any other pandemic that we've experienced, right? So with that being said, the IRS is going to now beef up their auditing. So for all of you that's not doing your stuff in order and you have those MLMs, be prepared. And I always warn you guys. I get the message 6 months, 7 months down the line, say, Folasade, you warned me. I'm warning you guys, if you're not operating your business, your MLM as a real business, and you know you're not making money, you might want to close down this year, because they will be beefing up auditing. And if you know you cannot prove that you're trying to make money, then guess what? Your expenses might be thrown out, okay? And it will be considered a hobby, okay? Number 3 reason why you want to consider doing things right is because, think about it. If you cannot even get COVID relief for your MLM, do you think if you really wanted to try to grow it, would the banks give you any type of funding? Like, is it really a business? So you guys may want to build your brand, okay? And this is the tip for many of you. Build your brand and just sell the products of the MLM, okay? And build your downline from the MLM, but you will always have your business where you are a speaker, okay? Where you are this health guru, or where you are this money guru, whatever you guys consider, or whatever MLM that you guys are in. Many of you are making that fine mistake, whereas you don't have no LLC set up. You're not doing anything outside of just the products and services that are involved with the company. And that's red flag number one. So I say make it a brand. Don't just sell their products and try to recruit people. You develop yourself a brand, sell their products, and recruit. And then if you do all three of those things, you should end up making some money. It's the ones that don't develop their personal brand that I'm noticing that is really suffering. So my advice for all of my MLMs out there, and sorry guys, you know my house is by Andrews. My advice for all of you MLMs out there, build your personal brand. You see Stormy Wellington doing it. What's her name? Boss Lady, Meek, she already had her brand already established. Brand is key with MLMs. So for all my MLMs, create the brand, sell their product, monetize and build relationships within the organization. And you guys should be definitely making money. And then this is the thing. Your business would have been eligible for a COVID relief loan if it wasn't attached to the MLM. So meaning if you had it as an LLC and was doing other things around your brand. So develop your brand so your MLM can be considered a real business, and then it won't be an MLM. It'll actually be your business. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys involving the MLMs. I would just say just be very cautious, because while some have died down, like my econ, I don't know what they're doing. That was the financial one. What is it? Melaleuca. What are all of those ones? It was just so many. Now in 2020, I haven't really heard of any. I don't know about you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Have you seen any MLMs on the streets? Which ones out here dominating outside of TLC? And then what is the difference that you see between the two? TLCs, they're developing brands. The other ones, I don't know what they were doing. I think they were just like reps or whatever. All right, so guys, what we're going to do, we're just going to take a 2-minute. See, the way that there's so much content that I want to give out, I don't know if I should go straight into the show. I don't want to do no 5 minutes. So Trump, can we just do a quick little 2-minute break? So we're going to take a quick little 2-minute break, guys. Share the video, grab your pen and paper, and then we'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. So look, there was a mouthful about the MLMs, and it's hard to say. It's time that they clean up the streets anyway. All the good ones you can stay, all the bad MLMs you can go. And I'm actually glad you guys are not spamming. I don't know about you guys, but if all of my viewers, are you glad that they're not spamming our inbox anymore? Talking about join. I got a secret for you and all this stuff. No tea, no shade, y'all. If that was too much, you need to learn how to start marketing your company, honestly. So, guys, we're gonna go right into our other topic, and that is year-end tax tips and savings, guys. Year-end tax tips and savings. So this is I'm going to partially give you guys some information, and then throughout the remainder of the year, we're going to start to prepare you for the upcoming tax season. So I'll give you some tax updates and everything else. But right now we have a month left, right? We have a month left to drastically change our tax situation. And so this is the time where we end up doing tax planning with a lot of our clients that we know are going to end up owing, or, want to, get money back from what they've already paid, or just basically just overall do tax planning for our clients at this time. So right now, year end, everything has definitely changed in a way, because I remember back in the day, you were able to deduct all sorts of stuff. I missed the mileage, for all of my employees and, all of that stuff. So none of that nitty gritty stuff is available. But you guys now have to remember, I've always said to play the tax game, you got to either spend some money, right? Or hand over some money. So let me give you an example. Many of you might owe taxes right now, and you may not know it because you didn't do tax planning. But if you're trying to reduce your taxes and you know that you qualify for the itemized deductions to deduct that, so that's your mortgage interest, your property taxes, your state withholding taxes, if all of those are higher than the standard deduction that everybody gets, then you personally will benefit by contributing more to a charitable donation. A charitable organization, right? So, for example, if you know you're not a homeowner and you've never itemized and you have no idea what I mean right now when I say, did you itemize? Then I'm not talking to you. Giving more to a charity at year end may not benefit you. Okay. See, this is why it's very important that many of you have your own tax professional, your own accountant, your own CPA, your own enrolled agent, because when I personally come up here, I try to give general situations. Okay. So yes, you will be able to say, hey, such and such accountant, can I deduct this? Right. But in all be all, they know your personal situation. Okay. So if you itemized, you may want to invest into giving to a charity. That can be your old clothes, cash, okay, as well. You want to do that. Or if you have an IRA, you can give a contribution from your IRA or something like that, right? Before year end. That's one strategy. However, many of you don't qualify to take the itemized deductions because the standard deduction is already high enough. So in situations like that, if you have a business, and this is where effective tax planning comes into place, because you may want to contribute to your retirement account. If you have a simple IRA, you can deduct that on your tax return. Okay. If you have a 401k and you contribute before year end, or even, see, a lot of you guys have jobs. So for all of my business owners, you guys can contribute up until April of next year. For all of my employees, right, your job may only allow you to contribute to your retirement account by December 31st. So if you know you normally owe taxes, it is very beneficial for you guys to consult with your tax professional and do some tax planning, because it may be more beneficial for you to give $3,000 into your 401k, right? And then pay only $200 more in taxes, than to pay $5,000 in taxes and put nothing in your retirement account. So guys, let me be honest with you. This is exactly why I stopped just coming up here giving you guys advice. after I've gotten so deep with how much I've been giving you guys. So, I've been giving you guys advice about taxes since 2014. However, as I grow, you guys have to grow. So I've already taught you guys the basics. Track your mileage. Do this, do that, do that. For me to save you guys more money, we have to go more higher level. The problem is when I go higher level, it's no longer general. I can no longer give it general. I cannot generalize. It's very challenging. So for all of you basic business owners that are not effectively doing your bookkeeping, this is my advice to you. I need all of you to track your numbers. You have to do your bookkeeping, because if you want us to save you money on taxes, you have to save yourself first and do your bookkeeping. Your bookkeeping is the only way to guarantee that you deducted every expense possible. So if you want to save money on your taxes, if you want to see what opportunity is in the land, many of you need to take a step back, and before 2021 come, please start your bookkeeping system. Do your bookkeeping. Hire an accountant, something, okay? Number one, because we cannot see all of your deductions and stuff through your bank statements, guys. You have to give us something tangible and something, organized and beautiful for us to look at and say, oh, well, that's the expense you have? That might be additional business expense, But if you guys aren't doing what you're supposed to do, then we can't do what we're supposed to do. So number one, get your books in order. Number one. Number two, your paperwork. You have to keep your invoices. You have to keep your receipts. You have to keep all of those pink slips. And when you guys purchase stuff, many of you are buying stuff in the store and you throwing your receipt out. If you were to get audited and the IRS say, okay, yes, you bought supplies at Walmart and you have a total of $5,000 worth of supplies from Walmart at different times, right? They're going to now ask us to provide them with receipts so they can confirm whether or not it was actual office-related expenses purchased. So many of you are going to miss out and lose an audit, mess yourself up because you haven't gotten disciplined enough to take pictures of your receipts, store them, and do your bookkeeping. Like, this may even sound crazy, but honestly, we have to back up and have some type of source document, some type of main document to show that this expense was truly yours and for your business. So many of you are missing out or going to mess yourself up in the long run if you haven't. And lately, guys, what I've been getting is that most people have finally gotten caught up. Oh no, the IRS audited me for 3 and 4 years, and I don't even want to claim any expenses. I got just so much different situations. But the IRS is starting to catch up with folks now. Okay, they are catching up with folks, and you have to keep your receipts and stuff for everything. Okay. Alrighty, I was about to share my screen, but I don't even. It's just repeating the same thing that I just said. Basically, knowing whether or not you're going to itemize or you're going to take the standard deduction. Okay. You also need to monitor your capital gains. So a lot of you have gotten into Bitcoin and y'all been killing it, right? Congratulations, right? Pat yourself on the back. The issue is you don't know the strategy. You need to be monitoring both your Bitcoin portfolio against your normal capital gains, your normal stocks and stuff. So now when you go to sell, hi baby, what's going on? Why is nobody having you? Why are you down here?
Tom isn't on.
Okay, well go get Brandon Daddy. Okay? No. What you about to get? Sorry guys. Bye. Bye. Okay. Okay, close the door. Thank you. Sorry about that. Child interruption. Okay. Many of you don't know whether or not you are able to take the itemized deductions or standard deductions. So homework number one, call your accountant and say, hey, did I qualify for the standard deduction or did I qualify for the itemized deduction? And the reason why that is very important, because if you qualify for the itemized deductions, then you have so much opportunity to really start to increase your itemized deductions, so you can in turn reduce your taxable income and end up getting a refund or paying less in taxes. So homework number one, before year end, well, actually tomorrow, call your accountant, or if you don't have an accountant, go to your tax return, okay? And if you don't have a Schedule A, that means you didn't itemize, okay? If you have a Schedule A, that means you did itemize, okay? So in that particular case, you want to make note if you did. So you can now take a step back and then start to try to accumulate additional charitable donations. And it's really even nothing, guys. Just basic stuff that we can take now. And it just doesn't make taxes any fun. I'm going to be honest with you. So yeah, guys. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick little break, maybe a 5-minute break. Yeah, maybe like a 5-minute break. And then we'll be right back. Many entrepreneurs fail is because of their self-avoidance, that lack of self-accountability, and really focusing on yourself. So many of the times we're afraid to leverage relationships because we also didn't know we didn't do all the work that we needed to do. So take advantage of what Raven just said. If you have friends that are in high places, leverage those relationships, but make sure you do it strategically and make sure there's some strategy behind it. Many of you are starting businesses because it look like it, everybody else is doing it. It look cool. It look this, and it's not around your purpose and your passion.
Hello.
So what many of you are doing is you're taking those shortcuts in those businesses that you guys presently have because you never initially started up on the right foot. Because that's one of the things when I ask new startups, they're not clear. They cannot tell me the age, the demographics, the income, the avatar of their client. So from your perspective, how important is identifying your target market and getting that business off the ground? That the millennials want the success right now, right away. They don't have the courage to continue past year one if they had a year of failures. So now, if you are that millennial and you've quit on every idea that you started or every new business, stop and put in some work for at least a year or two in something consistently, and then judge your success off of that. You cannot judge your success because you didn't got a Shopify page and you put it up there, you put the link in your Instagram and nobody bought for over 6 months. Like, you cannot say you did your job by just doing those few basic steps. You have to do the legwork. So books like Raven's workbook, The Game Changer, is that part of the legwork that I see from my experience, many millennials try to avoid. Yes, you may not need the old school business plan, but you need some type of plan. Success.
2020 is the year that everything impacts your bottom line. And as an accountability accountant, I've seen it. I've seen when clients are not, number one, transparent and honest how it impacts their bottom line. I've seen when clients aren't operating in their greatness and accepting responsibility, how it impacts their bottom line.
Take accountability for your actions. You can take all the credit in the world for the things that you do right, as long as you also take responsibility for the things you do wrong. It must be a balanced equation. You don't get it one way and not the other. You get to take credit when you also take accountability.
Hey guys, welcome back. So no, guys, just a quick heads up. If you guys are not following me on Instagram and Facebook and everywhere else, please follow me, Folasade, the accountability accountant, and Folasade, the accountant, on all social media platforms. So guys, we are winding down to the last part of tonight's show, and we try to squeeze in as much information as possible into tonight's show. But I want to give you guys a few tips on what you all need to be doing within now until, actually, it needs to be done before Christmas. If I were you, I would just take a few minutes and get very intimate with myself and with my finances and just do the following things. So first things first, if you're not doing your accounting and you're just starting out, you've been in business 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, shame on you. That's the first thing we need to do, is accept responsibility that we're not doing things right. Accounting is a language of business. You cannot say you're in business and you're not doing your numbers. It's not possible. Hire somebody or do them yourself. Number 2, take a minute, guys, and review your expenses. Review your expenses. What's going out of your bank account every month? What's going out of your bank account every quarter? Just because you didn't see an expense last month, that does not mean you won't see it on this month in December for that quarterly payment or something. So like, for example, I think I pay my Aweber for the analytics part quarterly. So if I don't review my quarterly bank account and my financial statements, right, I wouldn't see that extra $59 from Aweber on my financial statements. But this is the time for you to go back and evaluate whether or not those expenses, are you, number one, utilizing them? Are you utilizing the softwares? Are you executing on what you need to be executing? So let me give you guys a real world example. For example, I've been paying for StreamYard for 3 months now. I've been paying for it for a while, but at least I was going live, right? These last few months, I haven't been going live. So I want you guys to do exactly what I'm doing. I went back. I was like, okay, $50. That means I didn't lost $150 just because I didn't go live. Honestly, mentally, I didn't want to go live. Okay. But what I could have done was pause it, stopped it. I didn't have to keep letting StreamYard build me. You know what I mean? But guess what? Being me, I just kept it running. I don't want you guys to be like that. If you know you're not utilizing those expenses, I know I'm going to go live. You know, you guys may not know right away if you're going to use that expense. If that's the case, then cut it. But if you're lingering and you need to stop the bleeding right now and you're not sure if you're going to use the expense, I say pause it for the moment. I also did that with my Trainual. So last year we started to implement an additional training software called Trainual. Me and Grace ended up setting it up, but we didn't have time to update it with the new systems and train our team and put the last videos to it. It was a lot. But because I know we're slowly, continuously building it out, I didn't cancel it 100%. I paused it. So rather than me paying $100 and something a month, I'm paying $20 a month, and I won't lose the systems that I've already created. So I just need all of you guys to take a step back and do a real assessment of what your expenses are and really ask yourself, are you going to start to use that software? Are you going to learn it? Are you going to have your team start to use it? If the answer is yes, 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 then keep it. If the answer is uncertainty, no, 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 then you might want to go ahead on it and slash that expense or call the company to see if they can pause your account or, pay at a lower price. a cheaper monthly payment amount. The number 2, I need you guys to go and review all of your outstanding accounts receivables, all of the people that owe you money, all of your clients that owe you money, all of your family that owe you money, everybody, whoever owe you money. I need everyone to take an account for that right now, because you making those calls right now or sending their bill to the collection may allow you to meet your year-end financial goals, or it may allow you to meet your first quarter 2021 goals. If we don't make those calls, if we don't send those invoices, if we don't do those follow-ups, girl, they're going to forget that they owe you, and they're going to go live their merry way, go buy Gucci and Prada for the holidays, and your invoice is going to still go unpaid. And so from real world example, me and my team did that as well. Leo is rough on the invoices, y'all. So Leo be like, Miss Fola, and he sent out everything. But I did the same thing. A few people payments, they haven't came through. I sent reminders today. I got text messages from them saying, hey, Folasade, I didn't forget about you. I'm going to make this payment, but at least they know. So you guys want to definitely do that. And then I now can anticipate that money is also going to be coming in. So number 1, review your expenses for usage, okay? And then number 2, I need you to go through and review your accounts receivable and see who owe you money, both personal and business, okay? Number 3, this is a time now for you guys to start talking with your bankers. See what's happening. What programs are they coming out with in 2021? What activities? What are their initiatives? So most banks and different like nonprofits, they have certain initiatives that they want to do. So they'll say, oh, this is going to be small business quarter, or this is going to be educational awareness month, right? For you as the business owner, this is where you can now find out additional resources, funding opportunities, or maybe future speaking gigs if you have a good relationship with your banking manager. So if I were you, I would just pick up the phone, say, hey, this is such and such. I'm having an account with you guys. I haven't been able to come and see you guys in a long time. But are there any specific programs that you guys have going on for small businesses? You guys want to always know what opportunities your banks have, because secretly between me and you guys, I've walked into the bank and they had this little like reward something. They don't do all of the email marketing like PayPal does. So how like PayPal to say, oh, you're eligible for our PayPal rewards. You're eligible for our PayPal credit. Your bank sends emails, but not like that. So you may not know all of the programs and stuff that they have going on if you don't stay in communication with your banker. So it's always good to talk with your banker year end, okay? So I'm sitting here as we speak right now, doing the same thing for my own personal business and my own expenses. So for example, I wasn't using a girls coaching program. Okay. So guess what? I sent to my team to cancel it. I don't need anybody's coaching anymore. You know what I mean? Like, not to say I don't need coaching, but I don't need that type of coaching. Okay. I need executive leadership coaching. So if you know that the program you're in is not where you are anymore and you're above it, or you need additional help, then this is time to also evaluate that. This is actually the time, guys, where you sit back and you evaluate everything that's happening in and out of your business. If you don't, right, then you will fall short into now saying, okay, well, this is what I want for my business. And then last but not least, I need each and every one of you guys to take a step back and really ask yourself, what exactly do you want? What exactly do you want? And the reason why I say what exactly do you want and why I'm asking you to do this, because many of you are operating these businesses without a clear picture of the end goal. So what does your life look like after you do all of this work, after you make all of this money? What does your life look like? Are you able to sit on the beach and relax? Are you able to travel the world freely? Are you able to buy your wife a Bentley? Are you able to buy your mom a house? Are you able to do X, Y, Z? You now need to really get intimate with your vision, because 2020 shook you guys up. And 2021 may shake you guys up even more, because if you go into it without a plan, right, you're not going to know how to maneuver. The landscape is going to be different. Look, the PPP loans, the SBA loans are already coming back. Not coming back. Your people are going to have to start paying their SBA loans soon. So for all of you that got very comfortable with those loans, thinking that you're in, right, forgetting that it was a loan and it has to be repaid within 9 months, many of you got comfortable. So you're not selling as much. You're not pushing your business as much. You're not doing what you need to do as the boss. So I just ask each and every one of you guys, take a minute right now, slow down some. Nothing is going anywhere. Reevaluate where you are with your business and where you want to be. And then a lot of you that have brick and mortars, it's time for you to really evaluate whether or not that brick and mortar works for your business. Do you need that brick and mortar? So I had to ask myself that hard question, because, we still have the office. And I concluded that I still needed my office. So I renewed my lease. My lease was renewable. I had to renew my lease in November 5th. I renewed my lease 2 weeks ago. Not necessarily happy, but I realized that I still have to have a space for my clients to come. We are resident agents for a lot of companies too. A lot of our clients, they're resident agents too. So with that being said, we still need a location. So you guys have to go back like I did, and I'm doing, and just ask those hard questions. Am I headed in the right path? And so by you doing this year-end assessment, sometimes remember, your year-end assessment may not be to save money. Your year-end assessment might be to make more money coming into 2021. And that should be all of your goals if you are a business owner, to make more money. If your goal is to not make more money in 2021, then I don't know what you're doing. You playing. So just map out where you see yourself. Are you headed in that direction? Are you building the business according to your lifestyle, to your future lifestyle, right? Are you scaling the way you're supposed to be scaling? Or are you just procrastinating bullshit? That's it. Are you procrastinating or bullshit? You got to ask yourself that too. So I had to, like, everything that I tell you guys, I actually always have to go through. So I went through that. It was a slap in my face. I even cried. So one of my biggest struggles, and the guys, we're done after I talk about this. Tonight's show's over, but I always try to give you guys some relatable, real world stuff, because I'm not perfect, and I am a high performer, but I'm not always on. I noticed that I started to fall short on my consistency, and it hit me. When you ain't never been consistent, you've been consistent in doing everything. And then it hit me. I got comfortable, not comfortable like in my position, but just got comfortable with not being consistent. Like, oh, somebody else will do it. Oh, just the little things. So like, let me give you an example. Like washing dishes throughout the day. I don't have to wash the dishes throughout the day because, people in the house and they help me or whatever. Okay. I got consistent in not doing that. So what happens is those little things start to rub off on you. So guess what I started to do? Not be consistent with my workout. So I went and I noticed, oh my gosh, it's 3 days. I haven't worked out. What's going on? 4 days. I haven't did this. And then one time I was studying and I didn't study for a whole week. And it hit me. Consistency is one of our problems. So then I had to say, well, what is causing me to be inconsistent? Then I asked myself, growing up, I never had anything consistent. I didn't have a consistent dad. I didn't have a consistent home. I didn't have food consistently. I didn't have consistent love. I didn't have consistent a lot. So then I realized, oh my gosh. So I'm being inconsistent because my life has always been inconsistent when it was out of my control. And this was just my realization 3 days ago. So guess what? Today's Tuesday. I worked out yesterday. I worked out today. I did everything I was supposed to do yesterday. I did everything I was supposed to do today. So I'm just basically telling you guys, it's year end. You're not above anything. You are actually beneath your self-evaluation. Once you review and do your self-accountability, your self-evaluation, you'll be coming above yourself. And then you'll be able to really lead the pack and do exactly what you guys desire and live the life that you dream. So if I were you, I would just take that step back and see, why aren't you where you want to be? What's going on with your lifestyle? What's going on with your life? Are you consistent? Are you being disciplined? Are you procrastinating? Are you doing this? And see, many of you might laugh and say, oh, Folasade, but you're still doing really well. Or, oh, or you can making excuses, right? When you are a high performer, we don't make excuses. If I wasn't consistent for 3 days, that has broken my pattern of positive habits. And that messes up this and slow up my flow. So we can't be easy on ourselves. It may seem like it's little. Procrastination, consistency, and discipline, those are little. They're actually the biggest things that cause most businesses to fail. So let's get very intimate with our strengths, our weaknesses, and let's go into 2021 with the reality that we are amazing, we're not perfect, and we have a lot to grow. And every month it might be something new that you have to challenge yourself to do, or every week it might be something new. But one thing I learned is this: if we don't go back and take a full account of everything that we do in and out of our business, we will never get to the life that we dream of, because we're going to always make excuses. And excuses are tools that I don't use, okay? And you shouldn't either, if you're trying to break generational curses and build generational wealth. So guys, I hope that you all have an amazing Thanksgiving and you enjoy. I know many of you have your parents in one state and you're in another state, or you can't go visit your mom because she's elderly. I just wanted to say this. It's a blessing regardless, because people like me, mom isn't here. We wish we can FaceTime our mom. You know what I mean? So regardless of how your situation is, if you are alive and you have your family, you just have to be grateful and just appreciate that you have them, because people like me don't have moms. And so we miss those opportunities. So let's look at everything as a blessing. And regardless, you're strong. And guys, you can get through anything. We've gotten through COVID, Thanksgiving, Christmas is nothing. Actually, we shouldn't even be spending no money. We should be in the house. We shouldn't be spending no money. We should just be eating and just being in the house and being safe. But guys, just love up on your family. Appreciate what you got going on and the family that you do have. And let's just pray that 2021 is your year. But guess what? You can't pray on it if you guys don't do the work. So go out, kill it. Let's dominate and let's go do the work, guys. Have a good night. By going to bit.ly/TMZ, all caps, get notified, and look out for what we have coming out in store and all of our guests coming on the show, guys. Tonight was amazing. I hope that you guys learned a lot.